Hello everyone! Wow, Tony, your communication skills leave a lot to be desired. But today, right now, your whole life and the lives of our subscribers will change forever. Friends, you all know how to use computers, phones, and other gadgets, right? You press the right button and your device does what you want it to do. You'd be surprised, but you can do the same thing with people, only you have to press the buttons of their brains. There are special psychological tricks that will help you become the life and soul of the party, make anyone like you, and win any arguments. Even if you want to argue with the meanest teacher in your school. Be sure to watch the clip to the end to master all the tricks and succeed. Let's begin. Let's start with a debate. The first rule is to speak quickly. During a debate, try to present your arguments quickly. The less time you give your opponent to think about their answer, the more likely they will get lost in their own thoughts. And when they're completely lost, you'll just have to finish them off with your super argument. Second, try to throw your interlocutor off. The more big words you use, the more difficult it will be for your interlocutor to win. They will be desperately trying to understand what you said, and they won't have the energy to think through their own arguments. If you speak quickly, beautifully, and use smart words, you do not leave your opponent a chance to win the argument. And of course, look your interlocutor in the eyes. If you look aside, people will think that you aren't confident, shy, irritated, or even lying. This could give them more strength to continue the argument and make you lose. Let's move on. Have you ever noticed out of the corner of your eye that a certain person is watching you, but you've never been able to catch your admirer? Here's a test. If you feel that someone is watching you, just yawn. Make it a good, long yawn and then look at this person. As you know, yawning is contagious. Your observer will yawn immediately, and then you will know that you were right. Now, a couple of tips on how to get people to do what you want. We know two very cool tricks. The first is to ask people for something that is almost impossible and then lower your demands. For example, you want to ask your buddy for a piece of gum. Walk up to him and ask for 3 pieces of gum. He will think that it is too much and he won't want to give you 3 pieces of gum, so he will refuse. But subconsciously, he will feel guilty about it. Then ask for only 1. This second request will seem quite acceptable, especially after you asked for 3 pieces of gum. As a result, you get your gum, and your friend is terribly pleased that they will still have 2 pieces of gum and help their friend. The second trick is to do a favor up front. If someone asks you for help, by all means do it, and when they say thank you, don't say you're welcome. Instead say, of course, it's what friends do for each other. After that, your friend will subconsciously feel that they owe you and will not be able to refuse if you ask for a favor. By the way, going back to the example with the gum, if your friend gave you 3 pieces of gum straight away, think about it. Perhaps they have already seen our video and are using this technique to make you owe them. So get ready to return the favor. Finally, a super secret trick that is often used by parents. So friends, get all the adults away from your screens. This next piece of information is just for you. It's called the right to choose. It consists in making a person do something they don't want to do by giving them the right to choose. For example, none of us likes to eat broccoli or any other vegetable, but you have to eat them because they are healthy. So your parents may ask you this way, what will you choose, 2 or 3 pieces of broccoli? You choose 2, of course. As a result, you eat the broccoli you hate, but you feel good about yourself because you made your own choice and no one forced you to do that. This technique, by the way, works for everyone, even adults. Just let them choose something for themselves. Well, friends, it takes a lot of practice to use all these tricks. Nothing in our lives comes easy, and don't use them too often. If people realize you're manipulating them, they probably won't like it. And by the way, Tony and I have many more cool psychological tricks. If you want more videos on this topic, then first give us a like and then tell us about it in the comments. Your reaction and feedback help us know if you are interested in our videos and pick the best topics for our content. And of course, subscribe and click on the bell so that you don't miss the new episodes of Super Tony. Bye-bye!